Fairy tale all dragons. Now today in this video I'm just going to be talking about all the dragons that we've seen so far in the series, and to be honest I hope that we get to see even more, because even though the dragons every time they showed up they've been hyped, I hope we get to see even more of them. So let's get into this list. Now the first two dragons are fodder. Like, these guys, Rock Dragon and Dark Dragon, they don't even have names, but they invaded during the Grand Magic games when Future Sting, when he used the Dragon Supremacy magic, he was controlling them. These guys are fodder. Like, these guys are they're just fodder. Let's just put it like that. The next dragon, he has a little bit more clout, but he was still kind of irrelevant. But this was Levia. He had a name. This dragon, he was basically, his highlight was that even though he was a dragon, he was covered in scales, which made him look like a fish. That was funny. And not to mention the fact that he was one of the first dragons that showed that he was different. Unlike all the other ones that invaded, he wanted to solve it through peace. He was a peaceful way. He wanted to just he wanted to solve the solution between humans and dragons through peaceful ways. But he also came during the Grand Magic games. Next dragon is Scissor Runner. Now his name is just hilarious. You can see from his appearance that, like, he has two little horns that stick out, make him look like scissors. And he was also very violent. Like, this guy, he needed to take a chill pill, because he was just he came during the Grand Magic games too, and he was one of the most violent dragons. Next one is MotherGlare. Now this dragon was by far the most loyal and obedient dragon that we've seen so far from the Grand Magic games. Like, I guarantee you that future Rogue, he wouldn't even have to use Dragon Supremacy magic on him. He could have just said, hey, can you kill these humans for me? He'll be like, yeah, sure thing, man, no problem. So that's the thing with MotherGlare. Also, he was also had this little quirk that he was very, like, cocky about his body, and he often said that his body was invincible. Now the next dragon, I'm not gonna lie, he is one of my top 3 favorite dragons, period, and that is Atlas Flame. Yo, Atlas Flame, I love that guy. He's basically the creator of the Sun Village, that village that we had the little arc dedicated to. They often described his flames as flames from hell. That's crazy. And my favorite part is that he was friends with Igneel. My favorite moment with Atlas Flames when Natsu called him uncle, because that's just dope. So we know that he was friends with Igneel. Igneel, like, the panel, we seen Igneel like eating off of him as like a fire dragon. I guess you could say that he was food and friends with him. And we also know that Silver froze him because he thought that he was a demon. So that just shows you how strong that Silver is. He was able to freeze a dragon. The next dragon is Zirconis, and this one was the funniest by far, because when he invaded, he was so carefree, he was relaxed, he was talking to the humans, he was chatting it up. And the funny thing is that he was like, you know what, I don't even eat humans that are covered in clothes. That was just hilarious. And he also said that he likes eating women more than men. I mean, I don't blame him for that. I'm not even gonna make that joke. Let's just move on. Next one is Skiadrum, and we know that one, he was Rogue's parent. He was known as the Shadow Dragon, and he was known for basically teaching Rogue how to use Dragon Slayer magic. And on top of that, he also implanted the memories of Rogue killing him into his mind, because he wanted to make Rogue feel a little bit better about himself. The next dragon, to me personally, has one of the dopest appearance. He is Welslogla. Yes, he's known as the White Dragon, and he was also Sting's father. He basically did the same thing that Skiadrum did, but he did it with Sting. He basically taught him how to use Dragon Slayer magic, and on top of that, he implanted the memories that Sting killed him, so that he can make Sting feel a little bit better. And I don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but back when Welslogla was telling Sting about Dragon Slayer magic, it looked like that he was the one that was teaching humans. Like, the dragon that it showed teaching human Dragon Slayer magic, it looked a lot like Welslogla. So it hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think that's him. Don't quote me on that though. Next is Grandeeney. Yes, the Sky Dragon, Wendy's mother that we know of. Now, her personality is kind of funny, because she's not scared to make people angry. We saw that with Igneel. Like, oh my god, this moment when her and Igneel first met, that was one of the biggest foreshadowing moments, because basically it was foreshadowing the meetup between Igneel and between Natsu and Wendy, and it foreshadowed the dragons being inside the humans. That was just amazing by Hiro Mashima. But we saw that she was making fun of Igneel. She was like, oh, she was like poking towards him. She made him mad, and she also had a positive emotion towards human. Next is Metalicana. Now Metalicana, this guy's a savage. Like, he's Gajeel's father, and he really doesn't care about Gajeel. He was known to be a selfish dragon, but even though he was selfish, he still took in Gajeel and took him in and taught him dragon slaying magic. So he had a soft side from humans, you could tell. But it was so funny because even when they're going away, he still looked at Gajeel and he was like, nigga, like, are you good? Like, he at all, it was an emotional scene for everybody else, and he just looked at Gajeel, was like, nigga, just fix the look on your face. Like, I just found that hilarious. So even though he is kind of like a douche, he's still pretty funny. The next dragon, yes, Igneel, the fire dragon king, Natsu's father. He was a loving and protecting figure over Natsu. We already know about Igneel. He's Natsu's dad, but he also was a little bit cocky. Back when him and Grandeeney first met, he said when Grandeeney started poking at him, he was like, you dare anger the one and only Igneel? So he also had a high attitude of himself. But Metallica, he did say that if there was any dragon that loved humans, it definitely had to be Igneel. Igneel was described to love dragons the most. And Grandeeney, the funny thing is that she said that he also takes stuff way too far, just like Natsu when it comes to battle. And now we know where Natsu gets that from. Last but not least, the only dragon alive that we know so far, Acnologia, the black dragon, the new king of dragons, and the only human that we know that actually turned into a dragon. Now, the list for Acnologia goes on and on. We know that he fought back during the dragon versus human war, and he even killed dragons even if they were on his side. Like, he's crazy. And we know that, well, we don't really know why, but we know that he wants to basically get rid of all types of, like, he just wants to eradicate the sense of dragon, just the thoughts of dragons from the earth completely. And he basically killed off Igneel and claimed the throne as the king of dragons. So that's basically it for all the dragons in Fairy Tail so far. Which one is your favorite dragon, and which one's your least favorite dragon? Comment what you guys think down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.